The Avengers, the first film to bring together the most powerful heroes of the planet. A film that ended the first of four phases on the Marvel Cinematic Universe. A menace comes to Earth and calls himself Loki. With him comes the Tesseract, a gem of infinity, capable of destroying the universe. Among them are Captain America, the first Avenger, a soldier with superhuman strength; Iron Man, philanthropy genius, in high-tech armor; Black Widow, a super spy, with amazing fighting skills; Hulk, the Green Man, capable of becoming in a big strong green monster, very green; Hawkeye, an archer with an extraordinary sight; and finally we have Thor, son of Odin and the god of thunder. The menace comes soon. Loki, curiously Thor's brother, arrives on Earth together with his army of aliens, ready to invade and take control of the Earth. Without a doubt, The Avengers was a film highly anticipated by fans, waiting almost 5 years since the beginning of the MCU in 2008. Obviously, it had to break records at the box office, and it did, taking position among the 10 most successful films in history. The fans asked many things: that it had action, fun, drama, essence related to the comic, something that was never lacking in the film. As expected, the Avengers win, but now everything is happiness because at the end of the battle, we see that they unleashed angry meanness than Loki was, an event that left us with more desire to know what could happen for the future on the universe, and if they could meet one more time to save the world. 3 years after saving the land from Loki, more precisely New York, starting the second phase of the MCU, comes the Avengers: Age of Ultron. A film that was not very well received by fans, divided the sides, but a very important movie in this history of our Avengers. Tony Stark, Iron Man, thinks to create a technology that protects the world without the need for them to intervene. To surprise, this technology is revealed and plans to take control of the world. The Avengers have to meet once again to stop it. In this history, two twins appear, Wanda and Pietro Maximoff. Their powers are supernatural thanks to the power of another gem of infinity, called Gem of the Mind. Ultron creates his own robot body and seeks to create a son thanks to this gem, giving him life. Finally, the Avengers come out winners once again. The group of heroes grows with new members integrating the twins, while they prepare for a greater menace called Thanos. Before getting to the next story of the Avengers, I want to emphasize that I have been a fan of superhero from a very young age. I love going to the superhero movies and seeing them in action. Spider-Man and Captain America are my favorite. Seeing them for the first time with technology that is currently, it's impossible not to scream with emotion. Uh, I have my collection of Funkos and posters of the Avengers. I appreciate to them very much, and they are in a place where every day I can see them with the same attitude as always. Ever would have wanted to be a Spider-Man, create my own suite, and be a simple teenage capable of saving the city.
An unprecedented cinematic journey, 10 years in the making and extending the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe, Marvel Studios, Avengers Infinity War, brings to the screen the ultimate deadly shadow of all time. As Avengers and their allies have to continue the project, the world from is too large for any one hero to handle. A new danger has emerged From the cosmic shadows, Thanos, a despot of intergalactic infamy, his goal is to collect all of 6 Infinity Stones, artifacts of unimaginable power, and use them to inflict his twist will on all of reality. Everything the Avengers has led up to this moment. The fate of Earth and existence itself has never been more uncertain. Deep in the space, the Statesman has been attacked by the Sanctuary II, the ship of Thanos. Half of its passengers have been killed by the Black Order, the children of Thanos. One of them, Ebony Maw, announces that the survivors should rejoice in their defeat by Thanos, with the Heimdall and Thor unable to even stand. Loki is brought before Thanos himself. Thor, Heimdall, and Loki soon find out that Thanos, wielding the Infinity Gauntlet, already accommodating the Power Stone, had been his quest of hunting down the Infinity Stones personally. Thanos then returns to the real world with the gauntlet, no mangle from the massive amount of energy used, and Thanos furiously questions Thanos about what he did as rumble can be heard throughout the universe. Thanos simply smirks and him teleports away, as Thor is left to wonder what the outcome will be. Barnes suddenly turned to ash in front to Rogers. The effects of the snap manifest. All of the Wakanda army disengages, as does T'Challa, Groot, Maximoff, and Wilson, leaving the survivors regrouping around Vision's body to look in horror and unable to do anything but accept defeat. On Titan, Mantis, Drax, and Quill vanish, along with Strange, who tell the Starks that there was no other way. Parker is the last to vanish and tearfully begs Stark not to let him go. Willa, traumatized, Stark laments his failure. Nebula, the only other survivor, solemnly remarks that Thanos has achieved his goal. Thanos retires himself on a distant planet and returns while satisfactorily gazing of the sunrise, considering his job done and smiling silently at this triumph. In a post-credits scene, Nick Fury and Maria Hill are monitoring the battle in Wakanda when they witness the effects of the snap. An SUV crashes in front of them, and when he looks inside, the driver has vanished. A helicopter crashes into a nearby skyscraper, seemingly pilotless. When Hill turns to dust in front of him, Fury grabs an official pager and prepares to send the distress signal. When he starts to vanish as well, Fury laments his death but manages to activate the pager, which displays a start partner with a blue and red background.
Hello, Miss. I am Diana, and I will talk about the movie that everyone was waiting for all the time, which is Endgame, which broke the record in sales at the box office with only 5 days of release. And a curious fact is that it is the 22 movies of Marvel superheroes. And of those that more fans had speculation of what happened. Oh well, let's start. The plot of the film is based on the fact that Avengers want to go in search of Thanos, and when they find him, he tells them that he had already disposed of the gems, and obviously the Avengers is got angry and they made a mess, so they have to idealize them to know how to collect them gems. They all said ideas, but they were not so convinced, and it is the Iron Man comes with a great idea, which is to create a time machine in order to travel to the past and collect them gems. It sounds easy, but they didn't really think about the possible loss of friends, companions, or possible tragedies that could happen, but the only thing they cared about was getting the gems, so they could return to life and thought to disappear. Several were really afraid of collecting, but it was the only thing that was going to be able to save the universe. Some of the most emblematic scenes, in my opinion, were the last in which it showed, spoiler alert, in which the wake of Iron Man is shown, and in that they make shot of all his field friends who were always by his side, from characters from old movies to new ones, and characters that most of the public did not expect. When passing those shots, then they go to which they caption Captain America only sitting and looking for the horizon, and when on the Avengers notice and goes to with him, and he tells him that he is the one to take his place, and that these were hung to over his shield. And oh well, we cannot forget the phrase that I mark and that is still a trend, which is I love you 3000. That phrase appeared when the daughter went a scan of the father, which is Iron Man, telling her that he would always be with her, and in the end for the recording, his last sentence was that personality I made me cry a lot of times. They are things that happen in real life, goodbyes, and will so as not to give so much spoiler. And I can only say that they played very beautiful, like union, family, companionship, and love. And well, correct and interesting type of audience where teacher thanks you for your attention to the listening to the podcast, and I hope you like the interesting. And all this was a short compilation of the 4 films of the Avengers with data that become relevant to use and that gave you something to talk about in all those years.